So you guys saw the debate or what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thoughts?
I mean, it was a nightmare. It was an abject nightmare.
I will say, on the positive
Trump
side,
bodied him, but also just like, he's saying a lot of wild shit too. What is like the pro-abortion ruling or the anti-abortion ruling? Everybody wanted it. It's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think y'all got. If I'm Republican moderate, I'm looking at that like, no, that's why we didn't destroy in the midterms.
Yeah,
because we passed that the Supreme Court overturned Roe.
Yeah.
It's a performance, and it's what you say and how you say it. Trump lied. Biden couldn't speak. So,
what did Trump lie about?
Bro, I saw your tweet.
Nah.
And I was so frustrated.
I mean, he's just saying everything he did is the best.
Everything he
did. Oh, every expert is saying what I did is best. Just that. Everybody.
I'm not saying he didn't lie, but I'm saying, what did he lie about?
Please just pull it up. It's almost every time he opens his mouth.
Because I thought that the Democrats did that beautifully. They were like, all right, we fucked this one up. Biden shit the bed, but we need to position Trump in a way. And Biden essentially was like, yo, I didn't do good, but at least I told the truth. So now Trump is this liar. But I bet Biden lied too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, we expect politicians to lie, so it's not that.
That's
good,
the thing. Like this is a job interview.
I think the amount of lying was so far past the point. There always are fact checking on debates. There's always fact checking. I think the amount of if he said one thing he could have done better, or one thing he would do differently, everything he did was the best.
He was just doing feelings, no facts. That's all.
That's what he did.
Which is fair, but it ain't.
And it's fun. It's a fun part of the pod. It's a fun part of the debate.
Do you want to hear some feelings, no facts?
Yeah.
He said that.
Facts, no feelings, or feelings, no facts?
This is feelings, no facts.
Okay.
Trump said that everybody wanted Roe versus Wade overturned.
Yeah.
Trump's claims are, again, this is from CNN. So
people were upset at me about that post, about the abortion post I put up. I thought that was a very reasonable question.
Son, me too. 9 months?
I asked for everybody who hasn't seen it. I just posted on my Instagram. I was like, yo, because there was a discussion in the debate where Biden and Trump were talking about abortions at 9 months.
Yeah.
And Biden wouldn't give a declarative answer about how it's wrong. Like, he was being a little loosey-goosey on it, and Trump was like...
Because he doesn't have to answer that ridiculous statement, because no one has ever...
I hate that. I hate when they do this.
No, see, that's...
I hate when they do this. You're gay. No, you're gay. You're gay.
Son,
no, you're being gay.
I am.
You're being gay.
Still,
so
you're being gay right now.
Wait.
Now he's being gay.
He's gotta rep his
Don't
state,
let him do that gay shit.
He got some scoops.
It's July, son. Cut that shit. You had your month.
So he'll answer questions about golf. He'll challenge those.
Yeah.
But when Trump is like, they're aborting babies at 9 months, Biden doesn't have to acknowledge that?
No.
The golf thing, I got
You got to talk about your handicap.
So check it. So check it. Mark had a good point about this. And he said that it was so much like the gun laws where Democrats would be like, why do you need a rocket launcher? And Republican politicians don't want to say, yeah, we don't need rocket launchers. We should outlaw rocket launchers, because they feel that their constituents will be upset about it. So Biden's lack of an answer, the fact that he couldn't just be like, yo, taking a baby out there at 9 months for no fucking reason is, you're killing a baby.
Yeah.
The fact he couldn't just say that straight up is the reason why I posted it. I was like, wait, is this even a discussion? I thought everybody's on the same page.
But I think that's more of a fumble than it is him avoiding answering the question or responding to it.
Oh.
Like, it was really a fumble, because in the past he has vocally said, like, no, that's ridiculous.
Okay, that's
it was
fair.
One fucking senator said some stupid comment, and they were being
the Virginia dude.
Yeah, and he was being like, what's it called? Hyperbolic. And
you don't be hyperbolic about abortion.
Ran with that shit as if all Democrats want abortion.
Okay, so people are upset in the comments, and it was really funny in the comment section, because half the people were like, yeah, that's crazy to do that. And I'm looking at those comments like, all right, yeah, those are sane people. And then other people are like, you're a fucking monster for even posting this.
You're a man. You don't have a right to say this.
I'll be honest. I spoke to a few people, and we know at least one of them. And they said up to any point in time, they think it's okay to do. And it's their body.
Not me.
And then it's
It was Paxil.
And then it's a parasite. And like, it's a parasite until it comes out of me. Now,
that's so funny.
That's what they said.
That's so funny. Yo.
And I tried to just ask questions. They're like, you're not going to change my mind about this at all.
I mean,
you know what I can
only
respect?
time is if it's the life of the mother.
That's what I said. I was like, if it's the life of the mother, of course.
Gotta
but
do
if
what you
it's
gotta
not,
do. But here's
you're
what's
lazy.
Yeah.
You're lazy. You had time.
Yeah.
Don't give me that shit. You had time.
You
You're
procrastinated.
lazy. Exactly.
You procrastinated.
We all procrastinate. It happens, but you paid a price.
If you looked at this thing as a parasite for 8 months, why are you waiting?
Yeah, who would have a worm in them for 8 months?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Carrying around an extra 30 pounds.
Shout out RFK. How long was that worm in his brain?
He's got to get that worm aborted.
He really does have to
he can get that worm aborted.
He was right, though. He could do better than them in the debates with a worm.
RFK won that debate.
Yeah.
100%.
He might have won that debate. I mean, they did the right thing by not having him there because America would be in disarray right now.
Yeah.
I mean, America would literally be going, I'm voting for the worm brain guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening in this country? Where the best possible candidate just admitted that a worm ate their brain.
Yeah. No, that's where we are. That's what I'm asking myself. Where are we?
Yeah.
Here's a theory I've heard that the Democrats
about abortion or Democrats.
No, which you want to stay on abortion?
Yeah.
Here's the abortion thing: there's a weird disconnect or whatever cognitive dissonance where you don't want to admit at a certain point it's taking a life because that allows you to be okay with it. My general feeling, and this is gonna probably upset both sides. Once it has a heartbeat, that's a life. I don't know how it's not a life. Definitionally, you're taking a life. If you decide I'd rather take the life now than have him live an entire life or her where he's unwanted, I can respect that decision. But the idea that it's not taking a life is crazy. It's as crazy as a zygote at a IVF farm is a life. That's not a life. This is like, you guys are both being crazy.
Yeah. Neil Brennan said to me, it's kind of killing, kind of a life. And he's like, that's why it's so hard because it's not really killing, but it's not really, what is it? Yeah. And so now no one has an answer.
Fair enough.
But the funniest thing from Biden on that.
But 9 months.
That shit. What are we even talking?
You're a murderer.
What's he kicking for?
But I think
it kicks back, bro. You are engaging with the kid. The kid is in there pounding you out.
Yeah.
Like you're killing something.
But the kid's kicking a woman. You know what I mean? What do we do with woman kickers? Oh, we got to take them out, dude. That's what happens. If you're kicking a woman for 9 months, you might have to get put down.
You think that they deserved it? Is that what you think?
Some of them.
You think some of these babies deserved it?
If they kick hard,
you can intro Kendrick on a concert.
That's what I'm saying.
Or you could, if they're good at football, you just cut them for half a season, bring them back later. What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But the funniest thing is, they asked Biden the easiest question: Roe versus Wade. What are you gonna do? And Trump was like, everyone wanted it, and everyone was like, oh fuck. And then they asked Biden, he was like, I want Roe versus Wade. We had an immigrant that raped a woman. And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
His biggest fumble.
Why did you bring that up?
Yeah, I know.
Why are we so comfortable with all the fumbles, Hill? Like, he's the president. He's not our grandpa. I think it's an important distinction we got to start making. Like, we're allowing him to make the gaffes. We kind of laugh at the gaffes, and it's like, no. The job, you don't have gaffes.
Well, this is the theory I was going to bring up. There's a theory that, because the debates normally start in September, there's a theory that Democrats pushed to have it in June so Biden could kind of expose himself and they could swap him out. Yeah. And then everybody would be like, yeah, this needed to happen.
Yeah, but what's so funny about that theory is, like, he's already been exposed himself. Nobody just found out that he's retarded now.
Yeah. But now we really saw it.
But I think they were all just like remembering past debates and like, maybe he might have.
We thought he was too old in 2020, and he did great in those debates. Honestly, they drugged him up or whatever, and he bodied.
And I think it's just the pressure of the debate got to him because the next day he looks pretty good, like doing one of his rallies, but then it's like low pressure. You have a teleprompter. He has the crowd energizing him and shit like that. But that debate, he looked like two different people.
Yeah, he cracked under pressure.
Yeah. It's like,
so it's just weird.
Yeah.
Who chokes after they won a championship and they go to repeat?
That's why I'm like in the middle, because I'm like, I know he's doing these gaffes now, but he's doing a pretty good job in the presidential role. So I'm like,
Here's the thing. I think deep down, none of us believe he's making any decisions.
Yes.
I'm cool with that.
And here's the thing. Okay, so you're cool with it. That is cool. But you also have to empathize with people who are like, I'm voting for a person, not the handlers.
Yeah.
So if the person isn't making decisions, my vote is not represented. Now we don't have a democracy.
Yeah, but I saw what that person did the last 4 and shit was too crazy.
I'm not saying vote for Trump. What I'm saying is if somebody voted for Biden, if they were like, I really like your ideas and I like what you're doing, and then they find out he's not making the decisions, you can understand how they might be feeling a little disillusioned, right?
Hell yeah.
So we have this weird thing that's happening where it's become normalized to believe that our president is not all there, and other people are making decisions, and nobody can point to the other people.
Because you just want to justify your sides. But then those people are very anti-Trump. Why are you anti-Trump if you just don't like that one individual? There's like, again, you just justify your side. So, it doesn't matter what the individual does. You're voting for the people behind the individual. Those guys are going to let things not get too crazy. But then Trump specifically is dangerous. How is Trump specifically dangerous if it's just going to be the handlers?
No,
you see what I'm saying? Not you. Those people who are like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Biden's just getting handled anyway. They'll look at Trump and be like, well, no, you can't let that individual have the White House.
I see what I'm saying? What you're saying.
There's like a logical flaw there.
I see the cognitive dissonance there. It's like but what I would say in that situation is when I look at Biden, I'm like, he needs to be handled. When I look at Trump, he will never let anybody handle him.
Okay, that's fair.
And I think that's their concern. And I think that's also like the party system concern too. I don't think the Democratic operation is going to be that upset if they have like a traditional Republican come in. Right? Because they know they can kind of control them. And by them, I don't think the Democrats, I mean like the fucking Boeing and the pharmaceutical companies and all the people who, butter the bread. I think they're like, yeah, we can win. I think they look at Trump and they're like, yeah, this guy, he's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. That scares the shit out of people. But that's also what people like. If you feel disillusioned by the pharmaceutical industry, by the military industrial complex, if you feel disillusioned by every aspect of industry or government, you want the dude who's not going to listen to them.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the debate. Do you want a crazy guy that'll do whatever he wants or a crazy guy that can't do anything he wants?
Low key, I think they want a crazy guy that will do the opposite of what those old industries will do.
Who are you speaking for?
Like Trump supporters.
Okay.
And I think they're like, I just want somebody to point a finger at those people that have fucked me over. They believe that they've been fucked over.
Which I completely empathize
Hell
with.
yeah.
Those guys get fucked at every turn. We kind of scoff at them, laugh at middle America, flyover states, blah, blah, blah. Of course they resent the establishment and the coastal cities and all that. Yeah. We've done nothing but look down on them and not help them. So fuck you. At least give me the guy who says fuck you back on my behalf.
They don't feel a way that during the first 4 years, he didn't really drain the swamp and get rid of these motherfuckers or do anything against these institutions. I think he still speaks
enough to them that I would rock with. I think if they wouldn't elect him for a third term, but I think he does enough. And the other guys haven't done anything for them, so they're like, all right, well, at least this guy makes me feel good.
You just vote for who's closest to your opinions. Yeah. Like all these religious people voting for Trump, they know damn well this motherfucker ain't religious.
He paid for more abortions than anyone in this room except Alex.
Like, he can't.
I never pay.
You beat Medicare. So real quick, just post debate. What do you think happens? Do you think that they yanking him out or what?
No. Dude, I don't think so because I still think he's their best chance to win, which is crazy.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, they don't pull.
What do you think happens?
I mean, it goes to an election. They do another debate. And hopefully, like, I think the debate format is way better for one.
Yes.
And I also think that it helped Trump.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, I do think it helped Trump.
Explain that.
Because, like, so the first debate, 2016, when he's coming out, the crowd helped Trump immensely. He was like getting charged up. He was able to play the crowd better than everyone. And that, I think, is what got him elected, is the rallies, was the debates, like all those quotes. And then 2020, that debate, he tried doing the same thing, but he looked like such a bully. He got like high off the crowd's energy and then started like pummeling Biden. And everyone was like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? Why? He's like out of control. He's a loose cannon. And then this time, no audience. It was just the people. And then it was just him. He was very calm. I feel like he was like very controlled. Biden was losing the time limit all the time. And then Trump, I thought, looked way better, partially because of that reason.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think also that the time limit actually helps Trump.
Yeah.
Like,
keeps it short. He'll run the light. Trump will run the light.
And if you're the Dems, if you're Biden, you want him running the light because once he gets through the thing that he's memorized to say and he starts freestyling, that's when we like it.
That's the crazy.
That's when he starts cooking. Like once the hands get out there, once his hands do this, he forgot everything he had to say.
All talking points gone.
Once the hands are moving, I'm sitting there, I'm perched up in my seat. I'm like, oh, he's about to cook right now. Let's fucking go. Yeah. But they chop him off at the minute, so he doesn't have a lot of hands time. Whereas, Biden maybe it would have been a little bit helpful. I would let that guy run. If I'm Biden, I would just let him run.
Yeah. Also, you can't give Biden numbers. Stop giving him numbers. Every number is a fumble. You can't get past it.
He just
keep it vague.
Yeah.
Like your memory.
I do want them to bring back they used to have the little ticketer thing that showed like it was kind of like a fact checker live.
Yeah.
And they had that last time. And I do think they should bring it back because it was so ridiculous. And it has to be a little truthful. Because why would you vote for somebody that every single word out of his mouth is a lie? It's like you're
but we don't know everything.
That's the other thing.
Voting for a lie. I'm falling for every single narrative. I fell for the narrative that Biden said everything that was true that whole night. He didn't say one single lie. Then I go on Twitter and then people are listening to all the lies. I fell for the narrative that Trump lied about every single thing. And then I go on Twitter and I'm like, oh shit, he did say something truthful in these moments. So I'm falling for every narrative left and right. I hate information right now. I'm almost at the point where I'm like, if you say something, I believe it. So you better say more interesting lies than that motherfucker, because he got me with his lies.
But I'm like, good. I wonder if it's always been that way. I want to see a fact check on like a debate from the 60s.
That's the thing Charlemagne always quotes. Nobody believes the truth when the lie is more interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's always been that way. I just expect politicians to lie. So
Bro, they used to have the fact checker during the debates. I used to like that.
Bro, really? Did you see the clip of Reagan during his debate acknowledge his age?
No.
This was fire. The guy asking the questions asks him, how do you feel about, the sentiment that you're maybe too old or your age or something like that? I don't want to butcher it. Maybe you bring it up. But he essentially says something to the extent of, he goes, I want to win this fair and square. I don't want to have discussions in this debate about my opponent's youth and inexperience. Like he flips the age thing on to the point where the guy that he's going up against starts laughing.
Yeah.
And he even like looks over and he's kind of like, he's like, oh, that guy's likable. And I looked at that guy laugh at his opponent.
Sorry.
I look and I go, oh, you're toast.
Yeah.
You are fucking toast. Like he charmed his opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have this version of like Reagan, Reaganomics or whatever like that. I think the Democrats have really kind of, maybe for good reasons or bad reasons, I don't really know. But you grow up in like a Democrat city where like, oh, Reaganomics was horrible and this was disgusting and it was him that gave crack to the hood and all this other stuff. And I had this idea of him as this like horrible person that just like destroyed urban communities and destroyed the economy. But every time I see this guy talking to podium, I'm like, is this the best president ever?
He was quick on his feet.
Incredibly
charming. That one,
the assassination attempt.
If someone tries to kill him, he survives, and then at a speech, all of a sudden a balloon pops, and he stops the speech, goes, "Miss me," and then keeps going.
He's their Clinton, like just the charm, and just he flipped entire states. I think
the Republicans have painted Clinton in a way.
Yeah.
In the same way that the Democrats have painted Reagan in a way. But he probably really satisfied the things that they wanted emotionally, while at the same time was incredibly charming. I mean, he charms the guy that he's going up against to the point where he's looking over and laughing, and he doesn't even realize he just drowned his opponent.
Yeah.
Before it even started. Yeah. That guy wants to vote for Reagan.
Yeah. And everybody seeing it is like, oh, that guy's, how am I going to vote for the guy that laughed at the other guy? No, I'm voting for the guy that got the laugh.
My opponent's youth and inexperience.
Wow. What a fucking dude. He was war ready.
Yeah,
yo, speaking of age.
I'm not going to attack his age. And then I'm just going to attack his age.
Barring him up.
Speaking of elder.